Good afternoon, y'all. Welcome back to another video. Today, taking about a 35 minute drive from my house, and I'm in the Homochitto National Forest, and this is in Mississippi. I came out today because I don't know about any other parts of the country or the world, but spring has definitely sprung here. Everything is starting to bloom. You got those vibrant greens popping out from your the tips of the trees. Your dogwoods are blooming, your Bradford pears, anything that can bloom, just about it is blooming. So I don't know if I've hit it as far as this location. I don't know if I've hit it too early or perfect. I don't know. We'll see. But got a little, as the people, as photographers in the UK would say, because I watch a lot of photographers over there, they would say we have quite a treat today. And what I mean by that is, not sure if the camera's picking it up. I'll try to do video it later as we get down the trail, but someone somewhere is burning a huge fire. I don't know. I never saw a fire when I drove in, but all of these woods are just blanketed with smoke, and what that's doing is kind of giving you the illusion that it's fog. It looks like fog, but in reality, it's just smoke. So it may help, it may hurt the compositions that we find today. So I'm not sure. We'll see when we get down the trail. But as you can see, there's a gate here in a gravel road. This is national forest land, or wildlife management area is what this is. So there's no motor vehicles can go down this road. So I'm gonna have to walk in here. My daddy and I would hunt in here over the years and years. We've hunted back here, and if he's watching this video, he'll know exactly where I'm at. We're going to cut out through here and go see what we can find. I just hope back behind the camera there are several huge trees that are they're blooming, and they're being backlit by the sun, and it looks great. So what I'm hoping is when we get down this way, further on in the woods and back in those ridges, that these bugs are horrendous. Hopefully we'll see some color, not fall color this time, but some spring color, some new life in the woods. So this is the one time I did not bring off any bug spray, and they are driving me crazy. They're not biting, they're just swarming my face. All right, enough of that. Let's get down the trail. I'll bring you back in a minute. Well, as I'm walking, obviously I can smell the smoke, but there's just, every now and then I get ashes that just fall right in front of my face from wherever the fire is. And I'll just turn the camera around. I'll let you kind of see how thick it is. It's hard to see. Well, I hope the camera will pick it up. I don't know, but I'll turn it around and let you see what I'm seeing. You can see that dense fog, and the further you look, I guess the better you can see it. Up close it's kind of hard to tell, but if you look towards like the more dense woods, you can see it better. But hadn't walked that far. I've only gone about maybe a quarter of a mile. It is, I think today is March the 13th. It is, it's warm. Even for Mississippi, I think this is a little bit warm. We typically have this heat wave that comes in, and everything starts to bloom and blossom, and everything's just beautiful outside. And then all of a sudden, we typically get one last cold snap that comes in and just kills everything that bloomed and it was starting to grow. So I'm pretty sure that's what's going to happen here this year, but so far it hasn't happened yet. So I'm going to take advantage of the spring-like weather while I can. That being said, I'm already sweating, and I haven't sweated since, October maybe? All right, I'm going to keep looking, and I will bring you back. Hopefully, I'll find something to shoot. As you can see, I've walked maybe a half a mile now. And randomly out of nowhere, I see, and remember, I've hunted this most of my life. Me and my daddy and some of our family members have hunted this. And I have not seen one footprint, not one track this entire way. And I'm walking and I come up on this. That is obviously a footprint. Now, it just rained the other day. Fits mine perfectly. I wear a size 12. And I never saw another footprint. There's no other footprints up there. That is the only one. So at first I was freaking out. Like, okay, this is weird. There's like a random footprint in the middle of nowhere. None before it, none after it. Just one footprint. And then I looked down. And as you can see, bicycle tracks. Somebody has been riding a bike in here. And I guess this is where they just fix the camera. Okay. I guess this is where they just got tired from climbing up that hill and just kind of stopped and rested one foot on the side of the bike and just rested for a second and then took back off again. Before I saw that, though, I was a little freaked out. Not that I'm scared of anybody in these woods. It was just random and weird that that was the only track. You can see up there, whatever that is. It's probably a dogwood tree, but I'm gonna go find out. That's what I'm looking for. Anything with color that is blooming. My guess is probably can't make a really good composition with it, but I'm gonna try anyway because I may walk another mile into these woods and not find anything. So if there's anything, it's a possibility, I gotta go check it out. Hadn't seen any deer yet either. I'm very surprised. Yep, it's a beautiful tree, but it's not very full. It's kind of, and now you can't hardly even see it. There's the tree. And as the white blooms are against there's butterflies on it. As the white, with the white buds and blooms against that sky, it's hard for you to see it, but you may be able to. I don't think I'll be able to make anything of that, so I'm going to press on back to the main road, keep going down and keep my eyes peeled and see what I can find. And hopefully this smoke kind of stays in the area. I've never photographed anything with smoke. I've seen other people do it, and it does give you the illusion, like I said earlier, of fog. So I'm kind of curious to see what I can make, what it would look like if I do have some nice spring color with fog in the background to kind of give you some separation from the tree and the background. That way it doesn't look too cluttered or too messy. Whew, all right. Onwards and upwards. Now some of y'all are thinking, what are you taking a picture of? Heck, there ain't nothing there but a bunch of dead crap all over the ground. Everything's burnt. The bottom of the trees are burnt. Ugly pine trees with no color. Bunch of this stuff here, whatever this is, all over the place. You may be thinking that's what I'm taking a picture of, but you're wrong. What I'm taking a picture of is this lone tree. When I say lone tree, it's not standing alone, but it is the only tree that has any color to it amongst these pine trees. You have all these symmetrical, kind of bluish purple pine trees. When I say that, they have a blue and purple hue to them. That's the color that they have, and brown too. But you have all these symmetrical trees that have practically no color to the naked eye, not a lot anyway. And these rolling hills, you got a ridge coming down here, a ridge coming down there, and in the center is the is the only tree with obvious new life to it. Those leaves are fresh. What I love about springtime is when the leaves bloom in the spring, it's not like you go out in the summertime and it's not the same. When the leaves bloom in springtime, they are the most vibrant green color. It's beautiful. More green than it ever will be. After about 2 months of this, maybe not even that long, maybe a month, it'll start fading to like a dull, darker green. But when they first bloom, I love getting out and photographing these trees because they are very, like I said, they're very vibrant. I've already taken this picture because the wind kept blowing and stopping and blowing and stopping, and I wanted to photograph it when the branches were as still as I could get them. So when I took the picture, it wouldn't have any motion blur to it. And I'm just going to go back here and I'll show you my settings. So the tree was nice and backlit when I photographed it. It's kind of flat right now because the clouds have kind of covered the sun. But when I photographed it, I had it at ISO 200 or ISO, depending on however you want to say it, just to kind of bump that shutter speed up because I'm shooting at f5.6 because all I really want in focus is that one tree with that vibrant green, those vibrant leaves, and the rest, since it's not that interesting, those pine trees that are all symmetrical, and due to the fact that there's that smoke that's kind of rolling through, it's not going to be that sharp anyway, so I'm not concerned in focusing and shooting at a higher or a smaller aperture, should I say. All I really want in focus is the tree. So I shot it at f5.6 and at ISO 200, that gave me 125th of a second. And that is plenty. That's all I need to get what I'm going for. So I can picture in my head this looking really good when I get it back into the computer and get to playing with it, but we'll see. If I like it, if it turns out to be anything at all, I'll go ahead and show y'all now. So there's a deer. Can you see it? two of them. One down there, one way up there on the ridge. Three deer. Wow. Spooked them up. Anyway, I heard something running that time. I was like, I know I hear something this time. This ain't just a little wind blowing. So, as I was saying, 1 second. All right, make sure I'm transmitting here, my voice. There's my car. I drove maybe 300 yards down the road. Saw something else I had to pull over for. This video could have been, I feel like another 2 weeks and a lot more trees will be blooming. I may, more than likely will have another video come out with, you know, go ahead and photographing spring color. But for now, this is as good as I can get. But I'm trying to pick it up and hurry a little bit because, as I mentioned earlier, I don't have a cell phone. I don't have anything to let my wife know that I'm okay. And I've been gone since about lunch today, about 12, 1 o'clock is when I left. So I told her if by an hour after dark she hadn't heard from me or seen me, then she might want to get worried. She might want to start getting worried. So I'm about 30 minutes from the house. So I'm going to wrap this up as quick as I can since I have no cell phone and get back to the house. I'm going to, okay, I can make a shot out of this, maybe even 2 shots. I want to put the tripod up. I'm going to hope for some sun to pop out behind those clouds and backlight these 2 trees. And I will bring y'all back when I've got it all set up. All right, well, I've got what may be my last photo of the day. The sun is just, as we still have time for the sun to come out and just backlight these trees and just make them glow, change the whole scene altogether. Problem is, the later it gets, the more these clouds roll in and they're just blocking the sun out. I've been waiting here for about 5 minutes on the sun to kind of pop out and backlight this tree and just kind of make it pop, but no luck yet. And time's ticking. So I don't want to be out here till dark. I've already told you why. So I swapped out my 24 to 105 f4 lens for my Canon 100 to 500. I had to bring out the big guns for this one because I don't really need. I'm probably sitting at about 180 mil right now. I don't have to have that focal length, but being that there's so much other vegetation and trees and just other stuff that's all around this tree, I kind of step back a little bit and I want to compress the scene. So back up a little bit, zoom in a little bit tighter to your subject, and it just compresses the scene, and that kind of gets rid of all the other things in the woods that you don't want to include in your photo. So I'm going to take the shot. I don't know if the sun is going to come back out. I hope it does. I'm going to wait just a few more minutes. I'm going to go ahead and take one now just in case it doesn't come out, because it is getting darker as I sit here. So I'm going to go ahead and take one. But if it does come out, obviously I'll take another one. But the other tree over here that I saw a yellow one. It's not going to work. I'm not high enough to take a picture of it. High as in elevation. All right, so here we go. f5.6. I think that's a really sharp aperture for this lens. Not only that, but I really don't need anything else in focus except for the trunk and just a little bit of the leaves. So I don't have to stop down any further than that. I had to bump my ISO, unfortunately, up to 640. And I probably could go higher, but I'm not. And that's only giving me 1/60th of a second. Now here's what I'm going to do. Here's where a lot of you may disagree. You always hear, as you're learning photography, you're always hear, you know, you got your camera on a tripod, you make sure and turn your image stabilization or vibration, whatever it is on your lens, your image stabilization off because you don't want it, because it'll sit there and it'll bounce like this. Your sensor will sit there and float, or the elements in your lens will. So yeah, most instances that's true, but when it's really dark like this, if you can get it, in my experience, if you can get it, you know, around a 1/80th of a second or to a 1/100th of a second, 1/100th of a second in that area, in that range, you can turn image stabilization on, because in the end, it's going to benefit you more to have it on versus to have it off, because this is a long lens, and every little touch, even the wind blowing, will cause this lens to shake when you're zoomed in that far. So despite what everybody says on YouTube, sometimes I like to put my image stabilization on, even when it's on the tripod, just for that added stability that you're losing by having that long lens zoomed way in like that. Especially when you get into like 500 millimeter, and I've had several shots where I've cropped away, or I've zoomed way in like that. Yeah, you gotta have it. So, all right, well, that's enough talking, I guess. I have rambled enough. I'm gonna try to start being more vocal about what I'm doing and try to explain what I'm doing for those of you who actually watch this video and don't really understand what I'm talking about. If you're new to photography, if you're a beginner, whatever, I'm gonna start doing that more instead of just popping my camera up, taking the shot, and telling you what my settings were, and that'd be it. I'm gonna try to explain it a little bit better. So, all right, take the shot. Oh, one more thing. I'm also going to change, almost forgot, I'm going to put a 10-second timer on instead of a, sorry guys, instead of a 2-second timer, because this lens, like I said, it is zoomed way in. It's 180, 190 millimeter right now. And kind of like the other picture, I don't know if I like it. These bugs are so bad. We'll see. Everything's just flat right now. The sun is gone. I may just put it up there to show you what I was talking about, but it's definitely not a great image by no means. But it's color, it's spring, so I'm happy. I am so tired of winter. If we got snow here and I could go out in the snow and get some pictures like that, that would be different, but it does not snow here. So everything is, when it's winter here, everything's dead, everything's flat, brown, ugly. It is not pretty. The best thing you have going for you is beech trees that, if you can get them backlit by the sun, they will glow a very nice orange color. Other than that, not much hope for as far as landscape and trees go. I'll turn y'all around and y'all can kind of see where the sun is. Hold on, a bug flew in my eye. Anyway, all right, sorry. There's the tree I've just photographed. You can see it's kind of, I got a red color to the buds. And there's the sun going down as we speak. No light. About 30 minutes ago, when I pulled the car over, there was this whole area was backlit. All the woods was just glowing with color. I get all the way in here and I set up and boop, gone. So that's the way it goes with photography. But I've enjoyed getting out. I've not gotten out since, I don't even know, maybe early January. I've been working on my Colorado video where me and my daughter went and spent a week up there and finally got it edited and published. So y'all go check that out if you hadn't seen it. I am going to pack my stuff up, get in the car, and head to the house. And hopefully I will be back here when it gets, definitely when there's more light, but when it gets a little more into spring. That way we can have more color in the woods. So again, as I said in the beginning of the video, if y'all have liked this video, even though there's not the greatest pictures in here, if you've enjoyed any of it, please give it a like, share it if you'd like to, and subscribe if you haven't already. And I'm going to go get all these bugs. I'm going to get out of here before Bigfoot gets me. So, see y'all in the next one. Take care. And would you look at that? The sun is back out. I can't win for losing.